Well, Mauricio, you look very well.
Thank you.
6 months on, is life as the USA men's head coach everything you dreamed it would be?
Yes, I am so excited because I think the decision was good. I am enjoying a lot. And I think it's so exciting to discover every single day different things to work and different emotions. It's completely different job than the past. But I think in some point, I think you are discovering things, and it's a mystery because it's complete another world. But I think we are really, really enjoying that situation.
And is it true you're calling it soccer now?
Yes.
Which feels a bit weird to even say that.
Yes, and then that is good because you say because they like to talk about soccer. If you say football, is no, soccer, and always we use to say it's true, it's soccer, because it's not football, because too many difference, and still they need many things to discover there in USA. It's a sport that is maybe it's not the principal, but now it's increasing the level and growing a lot.
And take us back, because we haven't spoken to you since you were appointed. When that phone call came in, were you surprised at the offer? What was your decision-making process? Because you've just left one of the biggest clubs in the world, in one of the best leagues in the world.
Yes, of course. Of course that maybe it's not easy for the people to understand why, no? But I think always when things doesn't work, it's better to stop and to look different things. And I think it was the best, decision for both sides. Yes, I think both sides happy, to split. And then to be open, see different option, and different option appears.
Would you have taken it if there hadn't been a World Cup, do you think?
That was one of the points that we say yes, no?
Yeah.
Because I think to host the World Cup is an amazing experience, no? And then with the country that we are talking about, USA, and I think it's amazing, no? It's too many good things appear in this moment, and of course, one of the reasons to take the job was because, hosting the World Cup and was very close, and wasn't to wait 4 years, to play the World Cup. It was less than 2 years, no?
And when you got the job, you then had to pick a squad, didn't you? A few weeks later, with no season. I mean, how did you even go about finding out who these players were? How do I learn about all these players?
Yeah, because we have a big group of the scouter, and then we are watching. We are watching. We are living with a laptop there next to us, trying to see all the players how they perform. We call some people that we trust, because you cannot call everyone to say.
Did you call Messi?
No.
No?
No.
No?
Leo is doing his job in Miami, but it's not a relationship to ask for his advice, no?
One of those that we've watched who's had the most incredible season is Anthony Robinson. I mean, you're very lucky to have him in your side, haven't you?
No, he's doing really well. It's a great season, and it's nice to have this type of player with experience. He's the captain of Fulham, and he's add all his knowledge and experience to the national team is amazing.
How good is he? And he's been outstanding.
For me, he's one of the best fullback today in Premier League.
Yeah.
When you talk about Premier League, you talk the best league in the world, and you can say in the world. I don't know. I think he's in the top 10 best fullback.
How many Premier League games are you still getting to? Are you still seeing a lot live?
I try to watch all that I can.
Yeah. Because you're back quite a bit, aren't you? So
yes, I am between and USA.
And,
The last period I was more here than in USA, because 80% of the players that are today in the squad are playing here in Europe. But if I'm not watching live Premier League, I watch after you know.
You still watch Monday Night Football, do you, to make sure?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
They're bringing you up to date, are they?
All. It's like if I am still involved in the Premier League, no? Yes.
Did you have other job offers?
Yes.
Clubs, internationals?
Clubs and national teams.
And the reason that maybe you decided on the national team, was it just to get off that treadmill? Were you slightly disillusioned by what had gone on the day-to-day?
No, because I am honest in this interview, like always, because didn't appear maybe the club that maybe you were in your mind. And that is why when we start to see the different option, I think we thought that that was the best option for us, no? But of course, if maybe before this offer appeared, some club that maybe we wanted to be there, for sure, maybe now we talk in a different way, or maybe we are not sitting here. But I think I am honest, and yes, it didn't appear the club that we expect to have.
Because one of those other international jobs was obviously the England job. Did that ever come across your path? Was that ever something that interested you? Because your name was being talked about by lots of people, and you've worked with so many of those players.
Yeah, it's always about the timing, no? The timings when appear the offer and when you decide to move. Always I was talking with my former president Daniel Levy. Always football is about timings. Always it was, and he always told me, say, hey, Mauricio, always is timing. It's true, because he has experience in football. And sometimes, yes, of course, it's a privilege to be head coach of the English national team, but timing sometimes are not in the same, in the moment that you can be available or like this, and this option disappear, no?
And you said you always still look for Spurs results and Spurs games, because that's still
I watch
sort of special.
Yes, Spurs, of course. Spurs is a special club for me, for my coaching staff, for my family. That always is going to be a special club.
And you said you still speak to Daniel Levy?
Yeah, with Daniel.
Which is rare, isn't it, for somebody...
Why?
Why? Because he got rid of you. And for you to still speak to him and have that relationship with him...
No, but I think talking about two different sides, professional and personal, and I think always the appreciation in between both, I think always was there and is going to be there. Another thing is to take professional decision. It's true, after nearly 6 years with all that we lived together was tough, because I think too many up and downs, emotional things that we live. But for us, we split very well. One thing was professional, another personal, and now, like the day after that we left Tottenham, we keep always a very, very good relationship.
And you're obviously following what's happening. How do you feel that they've been this season? And do you feel for Ange a little bit?
Yes, always it's not easy. In some key players suffer a period of that you were missing, no? And always it's difficult, this, to take result and perform in the way that you want. It's not an excuse, because happened, with Everton, happened with Manchester City, But yes, sometimes that happened, and you need to trust. But I think you start to feel and to recover, the path to start to win, and then to start to improve in the Premier.
And to have an identity. He's got a clear identity, and I guess that's quite an important thing for Spurs fans. You lived through it.
For the fans, I think it's important. Yes, the fans of Tottenham are very special about the taste of football, no? And we learned very quick when we arrived in 2014, because from the beginning the relationship wasn't a great relationship, but after we start to learn about the fans, and we start to connect very well, the team with the fans. But I think it always was, we need to split the period that in this football club, because I think today the expectation of Tottenham is to win. But that is a good debate that when we were there, is to win what, I think, because we are ambitious, and I am ambitious, always we wanted to win the Premier League and the Champions League. and we were close. But also we wanted to create a legacy that Daniel is creating now about the best training ground in UK or in the world or in Europe, one of the best or the best stadium in UK and in Europe. And now Tottenham have all the, the facilities and everything to try to go and face this challenge that is to win the Premier League and be a very consistent always in Champions League. Of course that the fans want a title, because that is
because every football fan wants a title.
Yes, all want a title, but I think to put the club being very regular in Champions League and also challenge for the Premier League every single season, that is important. And then the consequence to be there is to win the Carabao Cup or to try to win, the FA Cup. That is, of course, is really important. No?
You speak so fondly. Do you ever think there's another chapter of that story to go with Spurs? Could you ever see yourself back there, do you think?
Look, when I left the club, always, I remember one interview, I said, I would like one day to come back, to Tottenham. And that is of course, I'm not going to now to say because I am in USA, yes. I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to talk about that. What I told, still after 6 years or 5 years, I still feel, in my heart that, yes, I would like one day to come back. We see the timing, like say Daniel, are in our same way,
Yeah. And you mentioned Chelsea and all the injuries that you had last season, and you look at kind of where they are now. You came at a very difficult time when you took over at that club, and you got to a final, you got to a semi-final, you got in European football. And given all that, when you've had a bit of space, you're proud of what you did, and also the foundation that you've given them for what they've done this season, if they are to make it into the top 4. If
you see in the season before we arrived, I think in Premier League, Chelsea was 12. You need time. When you need to build a new team with a player that's no experience in Premier League, with a new project. But in this moment, also, we didn't have luck enough because we suffered an injury, that key player. But we were very calm, and because we knew what we need to do. And then we arrived to the end of the season, 6 on the improving, a lot, with player like Palmer that very consistent, and he came a player that no play from Manchester City to play in the national team. Sometimes I was listening, some comment about that the club was a mess or like this. No. It's always when this type of thing happen, you need time to improve, to put all in place. And yes, what we feel proud about that we, and then if they are fighting to win a title, in the Conference League, it's because we were there. We left the club in this situation.
Do you think they're a better side now or not than when you left them?
Always, I'm very respectful. And for me, Chelsea have a very good squad, very good player, great coach, that all is possible. Hope that, have time to grow this season and the possibility to win a title, be in the top 4, and then next season can improve again and keep going, putting the club where belong, that always was Chelsea, fighting for the Premier or for the Champions League.
Yeah, and you mentioned Palmer as well there. He's having a little bit of a difficult time, but he's a young player, and you would expect that, wouldn't you, at some point in his
Because
career?
expectation is different, but always is, first season was so good, and the start of this season. And now still is so good, but sometimes this period happened with Harry Kane, with Dele Alli, with all, players that only to say, Heung-min Son that were in Tottenham, like this, always up and downs. But one thing is very sure, that he's a great player, he's a fantastic player, he's for me, one of the best players in the Premier League. What
we actually really want to know more than anything is, have you had an invite to the White House yet?
Where? Not yet.
You'll get one though, won't you?
Hope yes. Hope our president invite the national team. I invite myself to yes.
Though he did have Infantino last week.
Yes, I saw
did you
was
see?
with Infantino, and Infantino say, "Oh, USA can win the World Cup."
I was going to ask you about
because
that.
the president asked us,
Yes.
we can win.
Yeah.
Maybe he need to ask me directly, no, than to Infantino, because I don't believe that Infantino can say 3, 4, names of our player, no.
Well, I mean, just pretend I'm Trump then. If I ask you, that's a scary thought, isn't it? Pretend I'm President Trump, and if I asked you if you could win the World Cup, what would your answer be to him?
Yes.
Yes.
I will say yes. If he asks me, I say yes, President. With your help, with the fans in behind, hosting the World Cup, all is possible.
And the other all-important question comes from Carve, because obviously we know that you like to keep track on what Carve's up to. And I said to him this morning, I'm going to see Mauricio, have you got a question for me? And he said,
yeah, I am shaking.
Are you shaking now? Well,
yes.
You need to be for this one. Carve would like to know, during the half-time of the World Cup final, because for the first time ever, it's going to be an amazing spectacle, and at half-time there's going to be a live music act. And Carve, more than anything in the world today, wants to know who you want to hear play.
Oh my goodness! It's because in the last few days, that is the truth. Good question, eh? Good question.
Well, it's from Carve. Of course, it's a good question.
No, because now I am listening. It's a guy that I discovered in the last few months, Teddy Swin. Bad Dreams is one of the song, and I am listening a lot this guy, and that is why not Teddy Swin,
right?
But also, I don't know, but it's not American, no. But
I don't think it has to be American.
What I love is Robbie Williams. I love Robbie Williams.
Do you?
I love Robbie Williams. I think it's good. But this American guy, why not?
Okay.
Teddy Swin, that today is one of the top.
So when you meet President Trump at the White House, you can ask him.
Okay.
And how life has changed for you.
How life changed.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome.